Yo, what's going on, guys? And today, I wanted to talk about some NBA trade rumors. We'll go through a handful of them and we'll just talk about it. There's multiple. We'll be talking about Lakers, John Collins, as well as Jay Crowder, Eric Gordon, multiple of it. So just you can skip ahead in the video if there's a specific one. We'll spend about 2 minutes discussing each one just because it's relevant to what's going on. And I feel like if I make an individual video for each one, is it worth it? Is it worth talking about all of them in one video? And that's kind of what I wanted to test out to see if I should just start talking about trade rumors individually, continue to do it individually or as a group. So let's get right into it. So Zach Lowe just talked about how this is a legit trade. Originally yesterday, Bill Simmons, during his podcast this week, floated the concept of the Los Angeles Lakers and the Chicago Bulls being logical trade partners this season. And the Lakers obviously are attempting to maximize their trade window with the assets that they do have. And there was a scenario floated that Russell Westbrook and 2 future first-round picks for DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic. And Zach Lowe has said that he can tell you 100% sure that this has been an actual internal discussion inside the Lakers organization. DeMar DeRozan is signed through the 2023 to 24 season, while Vucevic is on a deal that expires after this season. Personally, I have said, do not do this deal. Russell Westbrook gives you more passing, just as much scoring and defense than these guys. And I love Vooch as an Orlando Magic fan. I love Vooch. He gives you rebounding, floor spacing, some passing, but you lose defense. DeMar DeRozan, look, you get scoring and passing, but you lose defense. This team is, and also both of them, we're not going to say that they're the most consistent 3-point shooters, okay? Like Vooch, yes, he's a good 3-point shooter, but since being traded from Orlando, and except for that, it was like 20 or so games that he did shoot 38%. The last 2 years, he shot about 33% from 3. And DeMar DeRozan, yes, he's been better as his career has gone on from 3, and he's a good scorer. I just don't think he solves the problems of the Los Angeles Lakers. He's shooting 31% this year. Yeah, he shot 35% last year, which was a career high, but it still does not fix your problems. Let me hear your thoughts on that one. Let's move to the next one, and that is over here. And we'll be talking about the fact that the Rockets are believed to be discussing an Eric Gordon multi-trade scenario. Supposedly, Zach Lowe said that he heard a deal almost went down involving Eric Gordon and Jay Crowder. So that in a multi-team trade. So personally, I believe it was a deal, and this has not been confirmed, but I believe that the deal was probably Eric Gordon, Jay Crowder, and Duncan Robinson. You send Eric Gordon to the Phoenix Suns because you've heard the Suns were interested in Bojan Bogdanovic. They were interested in basically everyone, Bogdanovic now. Basically any shooter that's been available, they have been interested in. So in this deal, my assumption, it was probably a deal like this. Eric Gordon goes to the Phoenix Suns, okay? Jay Crowder and Landry Shamet, or Jay Crowder and Dario Saric, or Jay Crowder and probably Jay Crowder or Dario Saric, Jay Crowder and Landry Shamet. One of those two options goes to the Miami Heat. Then the Miami Heat send a first-round pick and Duncan Robinson to the Houston Rockets. So the Rockets send Eric Gordon to the Suns. The Suns probably send Jay Crowder and Dario Saric, or Jay Crowder and Landry Shamet, one of those combinations, to the Heat, maybe a first-round pick to the Suns, and the Heat send Duncan Robinson and a pick to the Rockets. So the Rockets end up with Duncan Robinson, 1 to 2 picks, probably multiple picks most likely in Duncan Robinson. The Suns end up with Eric Gordon, and the Heat end up with Jay Crowder and either Dario Saric or Landry Shamet, which Dario Saric gives them a guy who can play small forward, power forward, and even small ball 5, while Landry Shamet gives them shooting. That's what's being discussed. Eric Gordon's probably going to be traded sooner rather than later. It makes most sense for both parties for that to happen. Next up, the Lakers are exploring trade options involving Kendrick Nunn and Patrick Beverley. And this is a deal that I personally, we talked about it yesterday in a video, so this is just going to be very quick. They have 3 options they're looking at. The first option, which is the least likely, it's very unlikely this happens, trading Russell Westbrook and the 2 first-round picks for one deal that is for a star player or multiple players. That is being deemed very unlikely at this point, and that option 2 or 3 is more likely. Option 2 is just trading Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn with a pick, so a combination of Nunn, Bev, and a pick, either the 27 or 29, for multiple players, because Pat Bev and Kendrick Nunn put together is $20 million worth of salary filler that they can take back. So that can lead to them bringing back 2 to 3 players in deals, or even, and they just opened up 2 roster spots, so they could potentially bring back 4 players if it's worth, those contracts lead up to about $20 million, which they would like. And the third option would be, and I think that's still the second least likely, with option 2 being the most likely, is that they do 2 separate deals, one deal with Nunn, Bev, and a pick, and then a separate deal with Westbrook and a pick, and bring back a bunch of players. And in that case, they would be able to bring back 5 players if it did a deal like that. Next up, the Nets have recently touched with the Atlanta Hawks, and we've also heard the Utah Jazz. Allegedly, the Utah Jazz have offered Malik Beasley and Kelly Olynyk for John Collins. I do not know if that's involving a pick or not. I would personally ask for at least 1 first-round pick, maybe even 2 first-round picks. I could be overvaluing John Collins, but right here, I think this is something that is definitely could be happening. While the Nets, the deals could involve, Joe Harris or Seth Curry, I wouldn't do any of those deals. If I were the Hawks, I would ask for Royce O'Neal, Nick Claxton, and Patty Mills, and 1 pick for John Collins. I will send you I will send you John Collins, and if you want, I don't even know who I could offer you. If you want Frank Kaminsky or any of the other guys as salary throw-ins, but for John Collins, I want Royce O'Neal and Patty Mills, who gives me a backup point guard. And also, if you give me Nick Claxton, that'll allow me to move on from Clint Capella either this season during the trade deadline or after the season, and go forward with Claxton, who went to school in Georgia, with Onyeka Okongwu to be the front court rotation. And then Royce O'Neal helps me alleviate the loss of, John Collins, while also getting a player, Royce O'Neal, and, obviously Royce O'Neal, Patty Mills, and Nick Claxton. And you can also hopefully play Onyeka if he's actually going to shoot threes at power forward too. While Kelly Olynyk helps alleviate the loss of John Collins, and he can shoot threes. Malik Beasley gives you another shooter at the wing position, and a pick would be nice. So those are what we're hearing right now around the league. I don't know if that's the best or what's true or what's not true, but I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think, and what would you guys do if you were in this situation? I think it's definitely interesting to see how this is all playing out, because the NBA is always an interesting place, and stuff is always happening at a rapid pace. So let me hear your thoughts down below, guys. What do you guys think will happen, and why? Comment down below if there was anything else you would have wanted to hear, but those were all the information that I had heard from around the league. So let me know what you guys think, and subscribe, do all that good stuff. But I'm gonna peace out from here right now, and just waiting for this to hit the 8-minute marker, but I'll be back. Bye.